Hello, 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 and thank you for being with me today with I Talk with Dr. Sheena. I'm so glad that you're here. Yes, 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 we got some interesting things that we're going to talk about today. But first, I want to tell you about my earrings that I am wearing. I hope you love these because I do. Just drop a comment down below and let me know that you like these earrings because I like these earrings. Again, they are homemade earrings and they won't necessarily be the same pattern, but they will be something similar, something that you will like. I also have this necklace. If you would like this necklace as well, it's beautiful. It's in the shape of Africa, our homeland. Yes, and so if you care to get a necklace such as this, just let me know. I'll be glad to help you with it. So today we have something very, very interesting. There's a story that I want to talk to you about this couple. It's a scenario. I don't know these people. If I knew them, I wouldn't be talking about them, of course. But I don't know these people. And so this is definitely a scenario. All right. And so I just want to know how you feel about this. I have some answers, and there are several answers to certain situations that you can talk about when it comes to couples. And so with this particular scenario, I have zeroed in on just a couple. All right. But there may be more. You'll help me with that when you drop the comments down as you subscribe to my YouTube channel with I Talk with Dr. Sheena. Okay, so here's the scenario. Like I say, I don't know this couple, and you don't either. All right? Okay, so the wife, she attends a non-denominational church. All right? She's perhaps in her 30s, and she says that her husband makes her puke. Oh my God, that's real terrible. He used payday loans to secure some monies so that he can provide for her wedding. He came to her and said, I want to help with the wedding. Please let me help. She said, okay. She didn't know that he was doing the payday loans. And she didn't find out until one day she came home and there was a note on the door from the landlord. The landlord said that they were late on their rent. She confronted her husband at that time and he said, yeah, this is what happened. He told her about the payday loans, and of course she was upset, but she said, we're going to go ahead on and move forward with the wedding. What I'll do is I'll pay the bills in the household and you just take care of your debt. He said, okay, they agreed to it. So let's talk about him. She goes to a non-denominational church. He is Jehovah's Witness. He agreed to take care of his debt. But he said after the wedding, she changed, that she became an emotional wreck. Okay. And he became an emotional wreck too. Basically, he said that it was very, very strange to him that after the wedding and during the honeymoon, they were greeted with her maid of honor. Okay. And he didn't know who this maid of honor was, except for that she was her best friend. So when they got in the car to go to their honeymoon site, the maid of honor got in the car with them. He still didn't know what was going on or what have you. He was like, okay, fine. She's just a very, very good friend. She's going to help us get settled and what have you. Well, not only did she help them get settled, they had a threesome on the night of their honeymoon. Yes, I know. I think I told you guys that I was going to have a cup of tea here. Yeah, this is some tea here. Okay. So anyway, they had a threesome, and then the next day the girl left and he had a conversation with his wife where his wife then told him that, yes, she's my best friend. As a matter of fact, she was my previous relationship. That's what she said. She said, that's my previous relationship before you, but we've broken up. We have an understanding, and she is just my best friend. You don't have to worry about anything. This happened, but it's just something that happened on the fly. So they moved forward in the relationship. However, the husband complained about being emotionally bankrupt. He said he was going through a lot of emotions because every time he would come home from work or every time he would see his wife, she was always on the phone with this best friend. Yeah, and he said it bothered him. It really bothered him. And when he would confront his wife about it, that she would be upset with him. And she basically told him, I'm paying the bills around here. You got us in some debt with these payday loans, and you can just go on about your business. I need somebody to talk to because I can't talk to you. Wow, can you believe that? And let's see, there was some more stuff that she said. So, he was like, okay, I'll go on about my business. I have a friend, a male friend that I talk to, and this male friend happens to be friends with all of them. Okay, so there are 4 people right now that are going on in this relationship. Well, one day he got on the phone with his male friend. Unbeknownst to him, he did not know that he was on a 3-way call with the male friend, the girlfriend, and the wife. He didn't know. Well, the male friend began questioning him about his relationship with his new wife. They've only been married 8 months at this time. He thought the male friend was a friend, so he vented with him, and he said, she's really getting on my nerves. She doesn't trust me. She treats me like a child. She's always on the phone with her girlfriend. I don't know what's going on. I feel emotionally bankrupt. I don't have anybody to talk to. And he thanked his friend for allowing him to vent on the phone. He probably said some other things too, because the wife then intercepted and say, oh buddy, you are gone. This marriage is ended. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore because you are talking about me on the phone to my friends. Wow. And like I say, husband, he did not know that he was on a 3-way with the friends and the wife. So they had a deep dive discussion about everything, and in the end, they decided that they wanted to get a divorce. And well, of course, the family was like, why don't you guys get into some counseling and talk with the counsel first before you get a divorce? The wife was like, okay, I'll do that, but I want a divorce because he makes me sick. Every time he comes into the room with me, I feel something and it's not good. I don't like him anymore because I feel betrayed. That's what she said. So, what do you think I would say as a counselor? What would you say as a counselor? These two who are in their 30s, new marriage, and they've only been married for 8 months. Okay, I'll give you a couple of things that I would say in this scenario. If they had come to me and asked me to counsel them, I would hear this same story and make sure that they have told me everything that they wanted to say to me. And I would ask them both, what are the deal breakers between the two of them? Or have they even discussed any deal breakers? It sounds like to me that the deal breaker for the wife is betrayal, okay? And I wasn't quite sure what the deal breaker is for the husband, but the deal breaker for the wife is betrayal. Here's my advice that I would give to them. If this was a deal breaker, then the marriage is over. There is nothing that I can do. She said it. He makes me puke. Every time I see him, I don't feel anything but bad. I don't want to be in the same room with him. I don't know that you can overcome something like that. And that's very, very sad. Okay, so at that point, perhaps, and that's a big word for here, perhaps that marriage is over. Okay, but here's another thing that I would pay close attention to. There are 4 people in this marriage and not 2 people. Perhaps the marriage was over when the girlfriend visited them in the hotel room during the honeymoon. And I say perhaps because in some marriages, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? In some marriages, there's a discussion where, okay, we're going to bring other people into our bedroom and we're going to work this thing out. Okay. It doesn't appear, because I didn't hear it in the scenario, and I don't know if these people are real or not, so I'm not able to ask them the question. But it doesn't appear that they had that prior understanding that a threesome was okay. In the scenario, they didn't even talk about a history of that type of behavior before. So if there is no history from that behavior, I didn't hear it. There's no indication that they have discussed this and said, okay, this is a maybe, or yeah, this is something that we're going to do. As it relates to my position, I would say to both of them that perhaps you made the wrong choice in inviting the young lady into your relationship. Yeah, and that because you made that choice, you are now suffering the consequences. And so my advice to them would be, if you want to get a divorce, okay, that's up to you. But if you don't want to get a divorce, then we have to start from the bottom on ground zero when it comes to trust. And that trust takes a long time to build. And we would have to start there at the bottom. The fact that they've only been together for 8 months and perhaps they're in their 20s or early 30s, getting a divorce may be a learning lesson for them, how to not do the same thing in their next marriage. And so the marriage is so young. A divorce might be their solution. I don't know. You can let me know how you feel about it, what you feel about it, what your comments are about it. But I just wanted to throw that at you. We get scenarios like that often, and there are many different directions you can go, but you really have to get the history of everybody and everything that's going on in the relationship in order to make a good decision or to help people make good decisions for themselves. And so I would lay all of that out on the table and say to them, the final decision is you. The first thing would be, you've only been together for 8 months. What are the deal breakers? And is this a deal breaker? And if it is, then I would support them in getting the divorce. Okay, so that's all the tea that I wanted to talk about today. I hope that you will give me some comments on that. And always, I like to leave you with some foundational stuff. God is our God, and He is our Lord. And when He puts 2 people together as one, He says, let no man come between those 2. He really, really means that. 2 people who come together as one should learn to bond as one before they allow anybody to come into their relationship or anybody else to come into their relationship. And that's even when you're in relationships and there are children involved. You must first bond with your partner physically, mentally, and spiritually. The 2 of you must become one. And the marriage ceremony does not make you become one. Marriage takes work. It really does. And if you feel that you are missing out on your friends, missing out on your family, missing out on a whole lot of things because you are married or you just got married and you feel left out on what other people are doing, then you probably need to call somebody and get some counseling. because in the beginning of the relationship, it needs to be just the two of you. Okay. I don't know how anybody else would feel about it. There's more information behind that. I don't want to take up all of your time, and this is just a small snippet of some of the work that I do. So again, like I say, just leave some comments down. I think I'm going to have a whole lot of comments about this cup of tea here on I Talk with Dr. Sheena. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to talking with you another time. Again, this is my YouTube channel with I Talk with Dr. Sheena, and I love coming to you, and I hope you love coming to me. Goodbye.